Hey, good morning. Donald Miller. So let's get into this. Helpers. I have a helper that we've been training. He's entry level. Well, he's not entry level anymore. He's been entry level for like the last year. But he has one of the, like a bad view on things, like the glass half empty, half full kind of crap. But everyone kind of just throws that little analogy aside, but it's when it's in your life, when it actually affects your life. I see the two different paths that this guy can go down, and I see a path that can be bad, and I can see a path that can be extremely successful. So let's get into it. Up until now, he's been fighting his own apprenticeship through compensation requirements to require, like, he doesn't understand the road. He understands that he needs to become a mechanic, but he's not motivated because he doesn't see the road. All right. Well, it's been a year now, and we finally sent him on a job by himself, and he doesn't even realize that's what we did. We sent him over to a property to do a very simple job, okay? And all the mechanics went home at this point, all right? Like, I have 2 rewires going at the same time right now, and the mechanics have gone home on both of them, and I was left on the one project, and he had to run. He left the second project and then had to run to do this small little finish up. He's plating, he's putting plates on. And you could hear in his voice that he's, disturbed by the fact that he has to do this and everyone else got to go home. And, I'm here on the other project, and I'm thinking about this. And it's his first job that he's being sent to alone. This whole year has been building up to that moment. He should take satisfaction in the fact that he has reached that milestone. Being sent to a job by yourself is a huge milestone, okay? It's a huge accomplishment, okay? Because basically you're taking on the burden of responsibility to not only go into someone's home, but to have the key for the house, to lock the house up, and to perform whatever task you're gonna perform without any supervision, all right? And helpers need to be constantly supervised. So this is a huge milestone for him, okay? And he needs to look at it as a huge milestone. Not look at it as, it's not fair that I'm working and everyone else isn't. That's not the glass is half empty. That's the glass is empty. Okay, that's how damaging that attitude can be. Where if you look at that correctly, that's fuel for motivation. I mean, that should set your inside on fire. That you reached a milestone. Like, that would get my engines running to the point where I would be ready to keep moving, ready to take the next step, ready to keep on going. But that's the difference between someone, and I don't think he realizes the steps. Like, I know he realizes the steps as far as, like, on paper, but he's young, so I don't think he sees the steps in real life. And, hopefully he watches this video and he understands, like, what happened was actually extremely good for him. He should be happy about it, and he should be motivated to keep on that path, especially if he did it correctly. And I haven't checked the work yet, but supposedly he did. So if he did that correctly, the next step would be little tiny things, where, and this is the biggest thing, if you want to look at it in a different view, he just got his umbilical cord cut. Like, that's huge. Okay, for the first time ever, he's no longer attached to a mechanic. The umbilical cord's been cut. He just went out on his own. Okay, and that's a huge milestone in this learning trade. Okay, and it needs to be addressed as such. All right, so this is an example of helpers earning the next little step up. And no, he's not going to get a raise over this. Like, there's no, just because that's different. Like, he did it once. Now it has to become part of his routine. And that's where the motivation needs to come in. He sees the milestone that he achieved. Now he needs to be motivated to go get it, because it's not like, if he cries about it and says, I don't want to work late, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, well, then you're pigeonholing yourself. You're stuck in a position because you yourself don't see the opportunities that are in front of you. And I really hope he doesn't take that view. Like, that would really, back when I was a helper, that's what pushed me. Every single opportunity I saw, and sometimes they had to be shown to me, but every opportunity I saw, I jumped on it. I mean, I was aggressive in my apprenticeship. Thanks for watching. God bless. Take care.